Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today is more of a different video, not one I normally do, but we're taking a look at some sets that have appeared in Star Wars Outlaws, one of the newer Star Wars video games. Hasn't got the best feedback. Now, a bit of a disclaimer here, I personally have never played it. I have seen a bit of gameplay. I've seen YouTuber called Bombastic and some other people play it. It's a bit like a fun game, but I wouldn't pay as much as they're charging for it. But while I was watching the video, I did notice some sets, some vehicles that have LEGO sets, and those sets I do have. So I decided to take this opportunity to look at some of the sets that have been in Star Wars Outlaws that I have in my collection. Now, I'm quite excited for this video. If you guys are too, and I want to see more videos like this one, was have a bit of an overview of some sets. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, let's get right into it. Although, I have a bit of a disclaimer here. These sets don't have any original minifigs. Well, they do. But it's still been lost and I can't really be asked to find them. Some of them, like this Troop Transporter, have substitute minifig. They're not the correct stormtroopers, but they're there. But like Imperial Shot Garrett hasn't got figs. So don't expect to look at figs in this video. We're just looking at vehicles that have been in Star Wars Outlaws. Our first vehicle up is the Imperial Armoured Marauder. That's the set name for it. This has been the Mandalorian, and the set was part of Mandalorian, including like Grid Cargo and a few stormtroopers. But this model did appear in Star Wars Outlaws, but it's more of a different version. It combined these two versions to make the correct version. Now this is a sort of type or a version of that model, where it's got more like heavily armoured and like I think it's meant for cargo and transporting. But it's meant to look more like this, which carries like troops. And unfortunately this one doesn't, so we didn't get the correct version. But I can look past that. I hope like maybe like 4 years probably, LEGO will make one of those troop transporters again. I think they're quite cool. They're referred to as buses, I think, which is quite a suitable name. You do see them quite a lot in Star Wars Outlaws. But yeah, let's take a look at the set. At the front here, got quite a nice design with light grey layering on top of the dark grey. But you can open up the cockpit, take one of your Stormtrooper minifigs or any minifig that fits this chair. It's just a nice stand chair. You do have a control panel. I might just fold right up to his hands. And there he is. You can see him in there barely. Bit of a scowl. And you can see him in there inside. Which is pretty cool. Very good look. Although you can't really see him. You have these stud shooters on the side, which is a good play feature for kids. But they do detract from the look, in my opinion. On the other side here, got a bit of dark tan showing through, which is a bit unfortunate, but I actually sort of like it. Gives it more of a, you know, Andor feel, if you know what I mean. It's a bit more rugged and not dirty and unkept, which is up to Imperial standards. And it just breaks up all this dark grey and light grey, this big blob of grey. But you have the two doors on each side, which you can open up, and that's all the main door on the side, and it leads to a bit of a hallway there, which can actually go to the other rooms in the set, like the cockpit, and the other room we'll get to later. But you can open up from each side, and there is nothing special, just a bit of a hallway. Maybe a seat actually, because there's a slope there. But you close that up, and out top here, it's sort of got like a scout sort of lookout area. All I'm sure it's just for stormtroopers popping out and having a shootout at people they're chasing, like that. I do quite like that play feature. It's a nice add-on, but wasn't necessary. You can't have a figure sitting there, unfortunately, as well. Now on the side here, you have these pretty cool cannons or turrets. They don't have a great range of motion, but I think it gets the job done. So shooting at people beside you. As I said, they look pretty cool. But just behind them, we have this hatch you can open up, and that would have housed a Imperial cargo crate, which I do have, but it's just lost in my Lego bins, and it's part of my collection now. I'm not going to leave it in the set. But you can sort of have a peek, just to make sure it's in there. Now we have this main hatch up top, which you can open up. Mine's a bit modified. We have 2 seats there. One which is a regular sort of Lego City seat, and one which is just more of a carpet or a mat, which is 2 studs and no tiles. Can't get the best look in there, but you know, it's a small room to store your figures. Now at the back here, you've got this quite nice design. I'm quite a big fan of it. And you have these really cool engines here, which give it a nice pop of colour, which you don't really see throughout the whole set. Now you have this quite heavily armoured door, which you can open up, and you can just get a figure and stick them there. Now you do sort of have to face them the wrong way, which is quite interesting to get them in there properly. As you can see, the touch facing that way, but he's facing that way, which is a bit confusing. But you can actually see him looking through there. Right, if you had a light, it'd be quite a good look. But yeah, just fires. Yeah, as I said, you have, well, I didn't mention, you have stud shooters here, and more of a curved design here. This set's symmetrical, so I'm not gonna look at the other side, because you get the picture. But yeah, I do quite like this model. Unfortunately retired. Which is quite unfortunate, because I had great figs. I had like one of those stormtroopers and a one of those Imperial master troopers. They got like yellow markings, and came with police cargo. But we're gonna have a look at sort of like the cousin of that set, which is this version, which was a battle pack released in 2015. That coincided with Rebels, the series. And I really like this model, personally. This model has appeared in shows like The Mandalorian, Rebels, and of course Star Wars Outlaws. But I just wish this was bigger and more size this, and had the same face. Because this one has a cockpit, while this one doesn't, because it's a backpack build. Don't expect too much. But at the front here, got these 2 cannons. A bit of a window simulating a cockpit, which is a good look overall. You can lower these ramps, symmetrical on each side, and you can just load troops up. Wow, and that's pretty fun. Now this set back in the day was quite a good army builder, even though it was the rebel style troopers, which I know people are not a fan of. I quite liked it. It's a really good army builder because you get 4 identical troopers. So this is one of my favourite battlepack builds of all time, or battlepacks of all time, because it's a great armor builder, and it's a model you can actually use. You have a crate here which would have stored stud shoot ammo things, which was sort of a downside of the set. But yeah, up top here, you have these flip gun missiles which you can fire off. But yeah, overall, I do quite like this set. Although I will say, I'm not sure which one of these I would want to sort of represent the thing we see in Outlaws. This is really size accurate. It's got the face of the bus, and it feels more right. Although this one, it's got the main feature of that bus, which is the ramps and holding troops, which I do quite like. So I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Which one of these is the sort of more proper version? They're not both the best version that they can be, but which one's better? Just keep in mind this one's smaller, so probably won't win. But he has sort of a pirate speeder bike. Now this isn't KVS's, because I think that one's a bit more chubbier and a bit more blockier. This one's more spindly. Now, me personally, I've never been good at building speeder bike builds. Just because I have this piece here from the original speeder bikes, but I can never figure out how to make the front parts. I think this is a pretty good version of it. Got a bit of a light there, maybe a gun there, and classic speeder bike look. I think you can see a second figure there, but at the back you got a small storage for a blaster. And yeah, it fits the vibe of Star Wars Outlaws very, very well, because it's sort of like the pirates. I just imagine this whizzing around in the game, being flown by like the Pike Syndicate or someone. But next we're gonna have a look at the Imperial landing craft. I remember really wanting the set when it released. My parents didn't really get the appeal, but they did actually give it to me, which is really nice, and I'm glad I did now, because this is quite a rare set. And it's the only second version of the model in universe. Either way, you can open this cockpit up, similar to the Lambda shuttle or the Imperial shuttle, and you can fit a pilot or crew member in there, just standard brown seat. The original model did have control panels, but mine, the front cockpit was wrong, so I redesigned it. Got this nice fin here. Now my version is quite yellow just because I left it on like a shelf near the window, near a massive window, so that sort of did hinder like this design. Although I do still like it, because I think it works as the Imperial shuttle or Imperial landing craft that we do see in Star Wars Outlaws quite prominently. Yeah, all of these things are sort of the ground forces. If you raise your wanted level, you see more of these. It's like you see some Imperial speeder bikes, some ADSDs if you're really high, and some of these if you're quite high. But you can open all of these panels up, same on each side. I do have these pretty nice stickers which do add to it, but in my case they detract because, you know, that is white and that is yellowed white, so it doesn't match up. It's a bit unfortunate. Now on the inside you do have this sort of lamp or light, which is very interesting to say the least. You sort of have these two big looks like bathtubs or fridges that you can stick stormtroopers in. I'm just gonna grab one here. You can either lie them down or stick two next to each other, or maybe just one. But this was designed in mind with the sand troopers, because they are quite big backpacks. So you can only really fit one figure on each pod. So that makes up 4 figures in this massive section, which is quite unfortunate, but I don't really mind it that much. Now, when it is closed up, you can still access this feature, which is my favourite feature of the set. You can just open this up and take out this ramp, which is really cool. I'm not sure if it's accurate. In fact, I don't think it is, because the ramp is supposed to be sort of under the chin. But I don't really hate that. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. It's a nice feature overall. You have this interesting detail here, which is nice. And yeah, got this stand here, and the landing gear there is unfortunate. You can't retract it or take it away because this is just brick built, so you have to like tear it off and stick it somewhere else. Because it does sort of break up the look, which is a bit unfortunate. But I mean, if you have this set and you really want to modify it, just take off landing gear and display it like this with a stand. And you have these fins on each side, and you have this main fin here, which you'll see very similar to the Imperial shuttle. You've got lights on the ends of each, and you know it's not a ratchet joint, so it's a bit more tricky, although it doesn't, you know, wobble around or get out of place. The unfortunate thing about this set, or this back area, is these colours here, just dark grey and some tan, which doesn't really match up with the whole white and sort of black and grey feel of the set, and it really breaks up the cleanness of the Imperial shuttle type things. Even if the landing gear is away, you can see it, which is a bit unfortunate. But you do have the engines here, which look really good. These blue on the back of some of these, but I actually prefer the white, which you can see on the ends of each. So I'm not sure why they have 2 different colours there. I'm sure it was just they had to do it. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. There's a look at the inside. Nothing special, but nothing nice. Yeah, it's a bit old. Sorry about that. There it is. Now, if you get your wanted level to the highest, they will send death troopers to come and hunt you down. I didn't have Chronic Shuttle, so I didn't have the correct Death Trooper versions with the Pauldron. I actually got the Imperial Battle Pack, the one with two Stormtroopers and 2 Death Troopers and that weird walker. Actually, yeah, I got this set. And those are the Death Troopers without Pauldrons. But I managed to find a Pauldron, probably from the Sand Trooper. But yeah, I've only got one of them. You mainly do see 2 in the game. But what are you gonna do? What can you do? Now we're gonna have a look at the ATSD over there, so in the corner. I'm pretty sure this is missing a few pieces, and it might be a bit modified. I think this bit is modified, but it still gets the job done. I got it set back in 2016 or 17 when it released. But you have these stickers here on the feet and some small clips there to make it more stable. You've got those spindly legs, just a bunch of Technic. You can actually move them, but I'm not gonna, because I can only use one hand, because the other hand is filming with the camera. And also, just if you put one leg in front of the other or behind the other, it just falls down, which is a bit unfortunate. But what is pretty good, you can turn this knob at the back and it turns the head, which is quite cool. Now, as I said, as I mentioned, you do see these in Star Wars Outlaws, but as far as I know, you can't kill them. They're just sort of there to stop you from doing stuff. You have this weird sort of firing or targeting apparatus at the side here. It uses a hammer piece to sort of hold it down, which is unique. It's got a bit of a blue colour above it, which is nice. It breaks up the grey. You have this posable turret here, which does look a bit weird when you press it down. It looks a bit like buck teeth. But yeah, standard ATSD design. And you also have this other targeting, firing gun thing here on the side, which is also held in by a hammer piece. At the top here, got a bit of detailing, some rails, maybe some greebling. This piece, I'm aware that is a buzz droid piece, but it's easier to open when you pull that back. You can have like a figure or maybe a driver sticking out. It's quite a cool look, I guess, if you do it right. But to get even better access to the interior, you can just open the whole thing up. It doesn't look the best because you have to get those techniques in there, and you know that really detracts from the inside look. But you have this really cool stickered control panel, some like windows, some green windows, and some control panels, and you have sort of an area to put your blaster. And back there, that's what it looks like. Pretty cool. But yeah, that is the ATSD. A fine addition to the collection, and it just rounds up the Imperial Army for me. Next, we have the big Imperial vehicle, which you do see in Star Wars Outlaws at those bases that are pretty easy to take down, I think. But it's the Imperial Assault Carrier. You have the cockpit here with a little sticker above it. You can open it up, and you have a small seat for your figure. Luckily, they're not attached by studs, so it's easier to take them out. You do have a joystick there in red, and you have this really old control panel there, which I didn't even know they used there. Of course, the camera in focus, because why would it? You close that up easily. You can fit a figure in there. You can probably see them in there. But yeah, now on to the side. You've got this bit of clear piece here, which sort of symbolises that's window, and just gives this a bit more of a scale and makes it feel like people are actually manning this and working inside. Now, right next to that, you can open this panel up here on each side, and you can push out this sort of cart or plate that will hold your spring loader shooters. Not the best looking thing, but hey, it's a play feature. You could imagine that's a hanger if you really want to. I mean, I did. But yeah. It's a nice little hidden play feature. You can't complain. This set does include a handle. I didn't find myself using it because when I bought this set pre-owned, it did come with a stand, which is nice. I'm sure people will find some good uses for the handle if they own the set. But in my personal experience using the handle, the set is quite heavy and the handle doesn't feel great. But either way, got some design here on one of the sort of mini wings. You know, a bit of tiling here. And you've got the engine there. Now right below that, got a bit more detailing around. You can fire off this spring loader shooter. We all know how that works. You just press the tail sticking out there. You can fire it off. Now you can take off the whole top roof of the section here. Just come on the satellite dish, which is kind of cool. But yeah, you can tear it off. It's attached by one side there, which is a jumper tile. And you have this sort of tan flooring, which is interesting. Makes it a bit more unique. I'm not sure what this is in universe. I mean, I know it's a handle. I know it's designed to keep the handle safe, or like keep it stable. But to me, it just looks like a crane, and I can just imagine this loading things up, and you know, it doesn't make sense. It's like in the box, you see TIE fighter pilots like using this or manning it, and that just it's a bit weird to me. You have these control panels here, these stickers on each side, and you have a joystick there. A bit of red showing through, but it's not the worst thing I've seen. And cool thing I like about this actually is you have this sort of hallway here or doorway here. I know it's not supposed to be, but I imagine it is. I mean, you could sort of cram a figure in there, and you could make that space with the rack that I showed earlier. A big room, but I just wouldn't, because it's very difficult to do. There's a clip there for a weapon. There's a clip there on the other side. And sort of main play feature in this room, apart from the handle, you can open these seats up on each side, and there would be an Imperial crate there. You can store a figure in here, I'm pretty sure, which is a nice play feature. It's got some caution stickers there, and yeah. Got some engines there, and got these 2 pins here on each side. And if you press those, the TIE fighters will drop out. Well, they should do, but I'm not sure why we don't. Like recently, someone was playing with this, and the TIE fighters didn't come out. I'm not sure why they don't. Like, I'm pressing it in fully. It isn't. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Very tough to get out, but it's a really nice play feature. I like the fact that it holds TIE fighters. At the back here, got these statues above and below, which is pretty cool. They turn this engine piece here, and they both turn sort of synchronized manner, and they're statues, so you can fire them off. Bit of green there, and yeah, I do quite like that. But yeah, guys, that is the end for this video. I hope you liked it. Actually no, got one more thing to look at. Jabba. And one of his weak-way guys. But yeah, I include the Jabba here because you do see him in Star Wars Outlaws. I do have Jabba sail barge, and I do have Desert Skiff. I do have the Sandcrawler. Although I don't think they appear in Star Wars Outlaws, so I didn't include them here. But just to mention or include Jabba, I didn't include him here. Just to show that he's actually in the Star Wars Outlaws game. Some interesting mold. Got a bit of a tattoo there. Pretty nice face. And just pretty sure it's just two pieces. I'm not sure if the arms are separate. But yeah. I really want to see someone use this as an actual piece in their mocks. I'm sure they have. I think I actually have like a bit of an Athens build, maybe. But yeah, that's the end of this video. It's going a bit long. But as I said, if you want to see more videos like it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, give me some feedback on this, because it's very interesting. I just like showing off my collection. And I like talking about Star Wars Outlaws, because very interesting game, and I feel like it had potential, but just feels like another boring game. Anyway guys, bye bye.